There certainly are opportunities for investment and development over the next 12 to 24 months. From an investor's perspective, the fact that Alberta does not have rent control remains a clear advantage because there's not the added regulatory risk that projects with long lead times do not get caught out by market cycles and then locked in at lower opening rents. I believe there are the challenges we're seeing in the core CBDs at the moment are more of a blip than a long-term trend. However, there's probably an opportunity for a shift in demand to the 15-minute city urban nodes, the main street locations like White Avenue in Edmonton or the Beltline in Calgary, which still have the advantages of being connected urban spaces without the concentration that you see in the downtown cores.
I think there's always good opportunities to invest and develop, especially in a market like Edmonton, and there's some challenges around the economic space and timing. Certainly, we're seeing opportunities in the multifamily space and an opportunity to create more housing in both downtown and the suburban markets. I think a lot of it will depend on the recovery from COVID and how people decide to live and how people decide to work. I think there is going to be definitely an opportunity in the suburban office space as people want to work closer to home, be closer to kids, and at a moment's notice, things might get shut down again. But I think the ability to work close to home in a secure environment where people feel safe is going to be important. So next 12 to 24 months, we'll see that evolution of maybe more suburban office, but definitely more in terms of how people live and how people work.
I truly believe that there are a lot of opportunities coming up, especially in this market today. You're seeing a lot of large retail landlords offloading retail assets, and that makes way for new developers and new companies to come in and acquire those assets that probably wouldn't have been an opportunity a few years ago. And also, I think with respect to Calgary, with the new West Ring Road, that's really going to change how people travel throughout the city. And I think there'll be some new land sales as a part of that.
I believe there's a huge opportunity here in Alberta for investment. It is a down market right now. It's really negative. All the big companies are suggesting I see the big real estate companies, the Cambridges, the Oxfords, they seem to want to be leaving Alberta, selling assets in Alberta. This is not 1980. This is not 1980 where everybody left this province. We are a mature market. Alberta's 4.4 million people. Calgary's 1.4 million people. People are leaving, but people are also coming here as well. There's huge opportunity. I still don't understand why someone like Spotify, why would they not relocate a second head office? Why would they not even look to Calgary? They're looking in Vancouver, I understand. Maybe pre-COVID, they're not looking anywhere now, post-COVID. But we have the cheapest office space in the world. And these offices were built out they're gorgeous. They're cheap. The affordability. You can buy a house here for $800,000 and live 10 minutes from downtown versus where? In Vancouver, Toronto, you're just going to live in traffic. It's just traffic. I mean, Toronto takes you you don't live in Toronto anymore. You live in Thornhill, you live in Barrie, you live in Vancouver, you live in Surrey, you live in Burnaby, you don't live in Vancouver. I don't know why more people aren't coming here. Again, gorgeous backyard. And then another huge opportunity here is, and it's happening, is the distribution centers. Calgary's right in the middle between 14 hours you can do to BC and 14 hours you can get to Winnipeg. Cover a lot of ground. I use the 14 hours because of that's the length a truck driver can go without sleeping. There's an opportunity there, and that right now is probably the hottest market in Calgary is the distribution centers. And again, it's cheap here comparatively speaking, land. So that there's opportunity, but back to my original comment about it's the long term. You got to be in it for the long term.